Hi! Within this lecture, we're going to see how we can do a JavaScript injection with using BetterCap to the target computer. We're going to see what a JavaScript injection is, don't worry. So JavaScript is kind of programming language actually, but it's a client-side programming language. It means that we get to run this code in the client, in the target computer, in the browser of the target. Okay, so it doesn't work on server, it works on the computer itself. So we can do some malicious things, we can do some evil things with this JavaScript code. And in the following sections, in fact, we're going to use this technique. We're going to run some JavaScript code in order to get access of the target computers. But right now, we just want to learn how to do that, okay? For example, if you remember in the HSTS hijack caplet, we had this JavaScript code, right? We have one for HSTS breaking and HTTPS breaking, and even we had one for the keylogger as well. So they work all in JavaScript, so they get executed in the browser of the target user. So why does a browser run this? Because in modern websites they use JavaScript codes all the time. In order to display the websites in a proper way, browsers should run this JavaScript codes anyway, okay? So open a new live path and write this alert and open a parenthesis. And if you put a single quotation mark and write I hate you, okay? And close this down and close your parentheses and put a semicolon, this is your first JavaScript code. So what this code does actually just display an alert message to the user saying that I hate you. So this is very simple. We're going to test with this. So let me save this as, okay? And let me go into my root folder and let me call this something like test, or let me call this atil.js. So this is important. You can name whatever you want, but you have to finish with .js because this will be a JavaScript file, okay? So if you save this, now if you open your files in your root directory, you will see this popping up here like that, okay? So let me close this down. Again, this is a JavaScript code, this is a JavaScript file, and we're going to use this file in our caplet. So let me go to my other location, and let me go to var, user, share, and then BetterCap, and then we have to find the caplets folder, like that. And remember, we have used HSTS hijack. So let me come over here, and under HSTS hijack cap configuration, we're gonna go and edit this caplet one more time so that we can actually run this JavaScript code as well. So let me open this with live path, and you can just say open with another application as well and find the other applications. You can go for text editor or live path, or you can run this from the terminal like we did in the previous lecture. So remember this file, we have been running this keylogger.js, right, in the payload section. Now all we have to do to run this test alert JavaScript code to add this with comma over here. So write a comma and leave a space and write exactly like this. So star dot, not dot, colon slash root slash atil.js. So you have to specify the path of the file. That's all you have to do. So this will be run along with the keylogger.js, along with the HSTS hijack.js, and we will get to inject that code into the target browser as well. So in order to make this work, I'm going to close everything down. I'm gonna open my terminal, and I'm going to start BetterCap in usual way. So again, here you go. Now we are inside of the BetterCap. If you run help, nothing is working, so we have to do everything from scratch again. So net.prob on help arp.spoof. So remember, we have to set these parameters first. So let's do that. Set arp full duplex arp spoof dot full duplex true. Okay, and then set arp.spoof.targets to 10024, and I believe we are ready to go with this ARP spoofing. So remember, you can change this internal to true if you come across any problems later on. So arp.spoof on, and I believe we don't have to run net.sniff in this case because we're not going to sniff anything, but if you want, of course, you can just run it and get the data as well. But you have to just run the HSTS hijack caplet, okay, because that's where our JavaScript code is running. So after this, don't forget to run HSTS hijack. So remember how you do that. So over here, let's see, our ARP spoof is working, and you can just write HSTS hijack and hit tab, and you can hit enter. Now, as you can see, rather than only running our keylogger.js, it also runs root util.js as well. Now it's being executed. So let's go back to our virtual machine, Windows machine, and open these websites. So let me close this down because I want to open this from scratch. And we have to run this with HSTS hijack .cap anyway, because as you can see, it downgrades HTTPS to HTTP, and we CDI hack you. So it displays this message in hotmail.com. As you can see, this is hotmail.com, and it's downgraded to HTTP thanks to the HSTS hijack caplet. So let me try this with my own website. In my own website, I use HTTPS, and here you go, it managed to downgrade my HTTPS to HTTP, and we see the message over here. Okay, you can try this with other websites as well, like HTTP websites, unicornitems.com. It will obviously work in HTTP as well, because it's the easiest way to go. But it won't work in HSTS websites. It won't work in any website that you cannot downgrade. Here you go, it works in HTTP as well. And if you try this with Facebook, or if you try this with Twitter, you won't see any results because they will be in HSTS. Of course, if you manage to downgrade HSTS to HTTP like in the previous lecture, it will work eventually, okay? And in the following sections, we will use this technique in order to do some malicious code, do some damage, and get some control over the target computer. But right now I just wanted to show you how it's done. Okay, it's possible to inject JavaScript code to the target computer if you're man in the middle. So let me close this down, and that's it for BetterCap and man in the middle framework. And you can see the other features and other usages of these tools as well, and there are some like you can use DNS spoofing in BetterCap, and you can use JavaScript injection in man-in-the-middle framework as well, but it works better this way. So I just wanted to emphasize the strong sides of each tool, so I just showed you the strong usages of each tool. Okay, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed the man-in-the-middle section. So let's stop here, and within the next lecture we're going to see Wireshark and its usages in the network security.